I want you to imagine that you're 12 years old. It's 7:30 p.m. and your mum says it's time for bed. So you take your melatonin, brush your teeth, grab your favourite stuffed toy and go lie in bed. You have autism, and this is the routine that you do every single night. You've been lying in bed for almost 30 minutes, but you can't fall asleep. Your mind's too busy thinking about your day. And then you start creating this great fantasy story. But you don't want to forget it, so you repeat it over and over, and whoops, it's now 12 a.m. You still aren't tired. You know this means that you won't be able to concentrate at school tomorrow. You may even fall asleep during class. But what can you do? You've never been taught ways to help yourself get to sleep. That scenario I just read to you is real. It's based off a conversation I had with a young girl with autism. And for up to 80% of adolescents with autism, this is their reality, night in and night out, as they have insomnia. And this insomnia doesn't just last during childhood, but goes into adulthood as well. That young girl is just one of many adolescents with autism that I've spoken to. And what is interesting is, they know they need to get to sleep, and they know how it's going to affect them the next day. But when I spoke to them about strategies they had used or they had tried, they either said, I don't want to be lectured on something, or I have never heard about that strategy. This outlined a fundamental problem with current sleep strategies. They aren't motivating enough, and they aren't being taught directly to the adolescents themselves. Currently, the solution is to educate parents on a range of sleep strategies in the hopes of improving their child's sleep. And while these interventions do provide some short-term relief, they're not targeting the overall issue, that these sleep problems continue across their child's lifespan, yet their child is not learning these sleep strategies themselves. I plan on tackling this problem by creating a novel mobile sleep app. The app will be self-driven, so that adolescents with autism will be able to teach themselves about the importance of sleep, while learning vital sleep strategies that they can use for the rest of their lives. Sounds pretty simple, right? Well, the problem is that most adolescents don't want to learn about boring old sleep. So through a series of workshops, a group of adolescents with autism will get to express what they want to see in a sleep app, from incorporating characters and games into the app and what that could look like, to the colours and the textiles. A prototype will then be made, where they can test out the app and give their feedback on what works and what doesn't, until we create this wonderful, novel sleep app that is made by adolescents with autism for adolescents with autism. The purpose is to create something that is motivating for the adolescents, so that they'll keep coming back to the app and develop those all-important sleep strategies that they can continue to use into adulthood. While there are currently a few sleep applications out there, our app will be the first that involves co-designing with adolescents with autism, so that the app reflects their own needs and wants. We believe co-design is a vital part of maintaining motivation and interest in the app, and it's a limitation that other sleep apps have not addressed. Another limitation of other sleep apps is the lack of behaviour change theory behind the apps, which has resulted in those short-term behaviour changes, but not that long-term change we're aiming for. As resistance to change is a common behavioural trait in individuals with autism, it's important to have those behaviour change techniques utilised in the app. So we'll be framing our app around the self-determination theory. The self-determination theory suggests that people are motivated to grow and change through 3 innate and universal psychological needs. These are autonomy, the need to feel choiceful and that those choices are voluntary; competence, the need to feel capable of achieving the desired outcome; and relatedness, the need to feel close to and understood by important others. We'll be targeting these needs through different aspects of the app, which will work together to achieve a long-term behaviour change in relation to insomnia. The positive impact that a new sleep strategy could have for adolescents on the autism spectrum could be enormous. Not only could this sleep application help to improve sleep in these adolescents, but that improvement in sleep has its own ripple effect. Sleep disruption has been shown to exacerbate core characteristics of autism, including restricted repetitive behaviours and social skill deficits. Sleep disturbance has also been shown to have a bidirectional relationship with anxiety and depression. As anxiety and depression are amongst the most common comorbidities associated with autism, with up to 72% of children with autism experiencing one or both, it's an important consequence of sleep disturbances that can be targeted through an improvement in sleep. And finally, sleep disturbances may not only affect the individual, but also the whole family unit. Sleep disturbances in children with autism have been correlated with increased maternal stress and parental sleep disruption. An improvement in sleep quality in children with autism could not only result in an improvement in their quality of life, but also the whole families. After the creation of the app, we will evaluate if our sleep app is feasible and acceptable to use. We'll also measure if it's effective in improving sleep and those other factors that are affected by poor sleep, like behaviour, mood, and parental stress. And through this process, we hope to create a group of sleep heroes. So to finish this off, I want you to imagine that you're 12 years old. It's 7:30 p.m. and your mum says it's time for bed. So you get into your pyjamas, brush your teeth, grab your favourite stuffed toy, and go lie in bed. You've been using a fun new sleep app that has taught you some great sleep strategies which you've been practicing. And after 15 minutes, you're asleep.